What's up? This is the Casket, home to the lamest taste. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, all one word, the Casket, where you can subscribe, like, and comment, hit the bell for much, much more. We're doing a video that was a pretty consistent series this year for me. I feel like I was doing pretty good most of the year, and I went away in September to Disney and Universal in Orlando, and I didn't read much, and it screwed this whole series up. So if you don't know, this is my comic catch-up. This is Casket's comic catch-up. It is my supposed to be monthly. At one point it was bi-monthly, and now it's 3 months. I don't want to talk about it. Where I talk about all the Marvel and DC comics that I'm reading on the apps, on my Lenovo tablet, right? Using Marvel Unlimited and DC Infinite, I am reading and catching up with a lot of stuff. And I was doing very, very good. Did I do August? Now I got to check and make sure that I did August before I start talking to you guys, because I'm not sure. I don't remember, because I let this series fall apart, right? And mostly that's on me. This year's been so up and down with all my videos, and come on, where is it? Where is it? That's July. July. Review and haul. Way of Kings. Comic haul. Oh, I didn't do August either, so I got to add that in. All right, I'm sorry, guys. All right, so I'll have to change the title when I upload this, but we'll start with August. So weird. I thought I did August, and if I did, my bad. I'm sorry, but all right. Most of this is all DC until November, so this is for the months of August, September, October, and November. This is everything that I read on the DC and Marvel apps. Nightwing 121 through 126, New Gods 8, Metamorpho 3 through 6, Challengers of the Unknown 1 through 5, which I think is the whole series, and I also think Metamorpho was done too. And Flash 22. Obviously, just continuing trying to catch up with Nightwing, keeping up with Flash, keeping up with New Gods, and I finished those 2 miniseries, which was really good. I really like Challengers of the Unknown. That whole era that they were doing earlier in the year was really good. I loved all that new DC stuff and how they were resetting Unlimited and everything. I really enjoyed that. Okay, and New Gods is really good. September, Flash 23, keeping with it. Flash Bad Moon Special. So that was that whole little mini event they were doing inside Flash that those 2 issues also tied into. I think issue 24 ended it, or 25. One of those ended it. I think it's 25. Absolute Green Lantern, Absolute Superman 5. So both of those were 5. Absolute Green Lantern 5 and Absolute Superman 5. So that's me catching up with Superman and keeping up with Green Lantern. Really loving Absolute Green Lantern. Incredible series. All the Absolutes are so good. I haven't done Wonder Woman yet. I'm catching up with Batman. I'm catching up with Superman. That was September. That was it. So I went away. I didn't bring my tablet on my trip. I got back. Like, it was just a mess. October was also a mess for me. Catching up with everything, was catching up with my indie books, as well as finishing Wave Kings in the middle of Words of Radiance now. So October, Absolute Superman 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? So I think I caught up with the app. Absolute Green Lantern 6, New Gods 9 and 10, and Flash 24. Okay, then November, it's this month. There's one, we're on the last day, right? I might read a couple issues of what I'm reading right now, but that's really it. So Flash 25 wraps up that Bad Moon story arc. Absolute Green Lantern 7, I'm really enjoying this series. Absolute Batman 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, caught up on the app. I love Absolute Batman. I just think the artwork is great. I love how everything's different, how the villains are his friends, and I just love it. Okay, Zatanna, I don't know if there's like a sub name for it, but she had a solo series 1 through 5. Bang the whole thing out. Immortal Legends Batman 2. So this was something I was originally reading with single issues because I thought it was awesome artwork, but I kind of squashed it. This is the guy that's making Radiant Black. He's now doing this Batman series. Really like it. It's really different. If you like Radiant Black, if you like Power Rangers, you're going to love this. If you love Kamen Rider, all that kind of stuff, this is for you. Boom. Okay. Then I go into the Marvel app for the first time in forever. I don't like the Marvel app. Every year I contemplate getting rid of it, and then I don't, and then I'm stuck with it for the year because I pay the yearly payment. The problem is that the DC app is better. It runs smoother, it runs better, it has more stuff to read, it's organized on the app better, the way things are categorized and the way you search things, the way you find things is just smoother. And the big thing is I'm paying a little bit more. I don't know what I'm paying for the DC app, 100 something, I don't know. All I know is that I get things a month after release. Plus all the things they're constantly uploading on there, older stuff. Marvel, you have to wait 3 months, sometimes longer, for new issues. That's too much. I catch up on the app, and I'm still 3 issues or more behind, depending on how many issues. Like something like Spider-Man that's traditionally been a 2-issue a month thing, I'm now 6 issues behind on all the Spider-Man stuff, on all the spin-offs, on all the side characters, everything. I'm 40 issues behind no matter what I do. Right? It's annoying. I'm not a fan of that. I feel like they should just follow DC and be like, hey, for a premium price increase, because there is a premium price, but you get jack shit because of it. I think you get a couple additional libraries of stuff, and you get like a physical toy. No one wants that. People will pay more money if they can get their comics sooner. That's it. DC's got that figured out. DC's a better app. With that being said, I finally got on the Marvel app, and I caught up with the last X Factor series. 1 through 10. Bang that out. I just started issue 2 of NYX. I read issue 1 last night. Really interesting. I like the artwork. It was cool. I'm going to be trying to plow through a bunch of those X-Men stuff. X-Men, the Krakoa era, or House of X, really, is what got me back into comic books in 2018, 2019. That's what got me back in, right? And mostly I was just reading X-Men stuff. Then I got into Spider-Man stuff, and then I got into Batman and Flash. Back in, obviously I had read everything before, but I would always trickle back in every couple of years, grab a couple issues of Spider-Man, and then disappear again. Or Venom and stuff like that. I'd be really into Kane, really into that stuff, Scarlet Spider, and then I'd fade back out. I bought the trade paperback of House and Powers, and I was hooked, right? I was in a shitty job situation, and I had an hour-long lunch where everybody else had a half an hour. I didn't get to take breaks, so I got this full hour. And I was very close to this comic shop. Not very close, but I had so much time. And when I had lunch, there wasn't that much traffic on this main road. So I would be able to zoom out. I had keys to the back door. I would just walk out, lock myself back out, get in my car, fly on this main road, go to the comic shop, grab my stuff, and out. And that was my relief, right? Pandemic hits. Comics are shut off. I got nothing. So then I start streaming a lot, meet some guys online, comics come back, start reviewing stuff, start a podcast with these people, got really back into comics, got really into everything, got into indies because of these guys. And that's kind of where we're at now. The podcast became a different podcast and then ended up fizzling out. It sucks. It's cool. I'm still kind of friends with one guy. Check out Man Who Reads Comics on Instagram. With that being said, that was my relief while I was working there and post the first bubble of the pandemic, right? So going back, became really close with this comic shop, would sell off old stuff, let me go and get stuff there a day early on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. Doesn't matter because they no longer are in business. But I had this whole big relationship with them. I'd come in, I was always getting stuff. I was really into stuff. I was having a blast. And I got into indies. I got into DC. I got into Marvel. And there was a portion where I just had to give up the X-Men stuff. I was reading every X-Men title from like 2019 all the way to like 2021-ish. I got my job doing construction in the city. I had to give that up. Not I had to give it up. I started to like be very tight, more tight knit. And then the shop closed down. I had to go out east, live on Long Island in New York. I had to go further out. I found a shop that they recommended me that kind of would serve my purpose of the books I liked and stuff I liked. And I started a relationship and a pull list there. I moved out closer there, and now I go there once a month. It used to be every week. But budgeting wise, being an adult, you got to make sacrifices. I don't do weekly content anymore. And now I'm like behind on everything. And this is what this app is. I stopped buying Marvel and DC single issues, which is what it is. And now I just do these catch ups where I use the apps. But my biggest complaint is that Marvel's annoying. I don't like the app structure. I don't like how they offer you 3 months to wait when it could just be a month. Because DC's showing you that it's possible. Marvel has more funding. Disney owns Marvel, and they do better than Warner Brothers. So you're telling me that they can't fund putting them out in a month? That's bullshit. Yes, NYX was good. X Factor was awesome. I really liked jumping between Havoc and Angel as the leaders. That was cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to go back and try to read a lot of that X-Men stuff that I fell off on. Because I got pretty close to the fall of Krakoa. So I kind of fell off right before that. So I'm excited to go back and read a lot of that. But I'm also going to go now back and also make sure that everything with DC I'm catching up to also. I'm going to probably spend this week banging out all of my indie books so I can get next month's indie books in, but I'm going to try to bang that out really quick, hop back on the apps, bang all that stuff out. I'm going to try to stay really consistent with my comic reviews this year because I started this in February of last year of my comic catch-ups, right? And I'll add it because I have one more month, but I'm going to add up all the Marvel and DC books I read through the apps because right now I'm over 30 in the last 4 months. Probably August was a lot. So I'm probably like almost 50 books in those 4 months where I missed these videos. So I'm probably close to 200. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. If you guys like this series, check out the playlist. Let me know if I should continue this or not. I'm hoping I will. It's been like... It was a way to keep me motivated on the apps, but just everything the last 3 months 4 months has been just so hectic. November, I got back into reading it a lot, but we'll see how this goes. That being said, guys, that was Casket's comic catch up for the months of August, September, October, and November. This is the Von Casket, home to Lamey Tasty. Check me out on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. all one word. Subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for much more. Do me a massive favor and stay lame.